We're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Changeling the Lost Smoky Mountain Wilds. I am William Orshani, and I am your storyteller for this New World of Darkness chronicle. And joining me today, we have Drevian.
Drevian, I am playing Frisian, a Darkling Hunterheart.
And Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm playing Calliope Daniel Scup, also known as Kaleidoscope. She is an elemental polychromatic.
With a gun pointed at her right now.
With a gun pointed at her right now.
Dun, dun, dun.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I just managed to make it in before to roll 20 before I came up. I am Jeremy. I am playing Jackson Montgomery or Marlena Dubois, who is a Ferris Changeling.
And Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. I am playing Joe, who is an elemental notary.
And as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, eat the rich, happy Pride, and I guess it's a bad week for billionaires.
Last week was
general.
a bad week. This week, we'll see.
There was one more thing that was today, and I can't remember what it was. There was a thing that I was going to say today because it was specific to today. Fuck, I've lost it. Oh well. I cannot.
I mean, blessed Letha to those who.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the last day of that.
Today is World Refrigeration Day, National Beauticians Day, National Chocolate Pudding Day. That is the best day. National Canoe Day, and please take my children to work day.
No, there was an event that happened today, like on news and Twitter, and I was going to say something regarding it, but I cannot fucking remember what it was.
I mean, we can yell at. Yell at Louisiana for.
Is it the Zuckerberg Musk cage battle fight?
No,
that's.
Whatever. I've lost it. I can't remember it. I'm sure it'll come up at some point.
Apparently, the Grimace Shake is a thing according to Twitter, and I don't even want to know.
The what?
It's a shake for.
Shake.
It's a shake for Grimace from the McDonald Land characters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they're pushing Grimace because they stopped supporting Ronald McDonald after the whole stupid 2016 or whenever it was, the whole clown thing that was going around.
Ah, yes, the murder clown epidemic.
Fuck them clowns.
But
I mean, not literally, unless that's your thing.
We don't take shame in this house.
I had almost forgotten about that. Thank you for reminding me about the murder clowns.
Fucking what the actual fuck is what I still say to that.
That's the same year my son was born. I'm like, really?
I had somebody, so y'all know I have legit agoraphobia, right?
Yeah.
I had somebody on Twitter or on Facebook who kept sharing those stories to me because I don't think they understood that it wasn't just I'm scared of clowns. It was like I had to ask them to stop at one point because it stopped being funny.
Yeah, I learned that about John and needles very quickly.
My buddy has a phobia of needles. Like he'll just straight up faint. And I went to school for phlebotomy.
Oh, interestingly, needles don't bug me. Straight razors do.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now I'm reminded Sweeney Todd's been trending on TikTok.
So Changeling.
Yeah, so anyway.
Sweeney Todd could be Changeling appropriate.
Oh, absolutely.
Now I want a Changeling that's just Sweeney Todd.
Changeling, guns, Calliope.
So, when last we left our coterie, as they are now a coterie, because they have or Motley. Motley
Motley.
is
Motley.
the changeling term because they have sworn the Motley pledge now. I'm not the only one getting. I'm not the only one getting vampire confused though. So come on.
Coterie, Pack, Motley. Oh God,
They're
what
all-
is it for?
Oh, that's the mage one.
Hunter.
Oh my God, I can't believe I cannot think of the mage one because I should know this one.
Is it a coven in mage?
No.
No.
That's too
Mainstream.
Urbana call themselves if you have an alt group of Urbana, they call themselves a coven.
Urbana call themselves a coven. Yeah. Okay.
It's you have to look this up now. Anyways, go ahead. is gonna take me a second.
please just say it in the middle of my conversation while
I
you
will.
find it,
I
because
will.
I'm genuinely curious.
It's a God damn it.
But yeah, so when last we left the Motley,
Cabal.
Thank you.
Ah.
When last we left the Motley, a number of things had happened. First off, they had gone to the Commons to meet with some of the rest of the population of the Freehold, having met a few individuals, particularly the members of the Keepers, which is the Motley responsible for upkeeping the Commons and keeping it in order for the rest of the changelings of the Freehold. And also sort of getting a feel and having some conversations and learning a few things about people. Among those things was the suggestion that if Calliope is looking for her significant other and potential children, that she might have good luck because the Dollywood amusement park that they are currently in is having a children's day today. Presumably children either get in free or for a reduced price or something like that, and it might be if your significant other is in the area, they might bring them here, for a day. And deciding to take that bit of advice and go looking for them, Calliope found their significant other, recognizing them by their vibrant light blue and red braided ponytail, and deciding to throw caution to the wind and simply pursue them until they could encounter them, was promptly thrown against a wall with a pistol pressed into their torso as the individual looked at them and said, "Who the fuck are you and what are you doing following me and my kids?" And we pick up there as the sentence continues with, "Usually you changelings stay the fuck out of my business."
She's just gonna blink a few times. I'm sorry. What? She would just put her hands up. Look, I don't mean any harm. I don't mean for there to be any trouble. You look like someone I thought I knew.
And who the fuck are you? And there's something you realize is that in every memory that you have of this woman, you've never seen her wearing those shades that she's wearing.
She'll just lower her hands to her side. Name's Calliope. Well, at least that's the name I go by now.
And why did you think I was somebody you knew?
This is gonna sound hella stupid. Your hair. Those colors stood out to me. And there's something about that color combination that I remember, but I don't remember much else. Also, and she will hold up her hand.
You hold up the hand, and she looks at the ring for a second, and she blinks for a second, and she lifts the shade, and you see those green eyes that you've seen, the shades, and you see those green eyes that you've seen before so many times in your memories. And she sort of staggers back for a second, and the gun just like drops from her hand. Cassandra?
Shawnee, do I have to make a clarity roll?
Yeah.
Okay. How do I do this?
So this is going to be based on the breaking point. You have your touchstone attached, so you reduce the dice of this clarity attack by 1. So it's going to be, normally it would be a 4 die breaking point, so it's going to be reduced to 3 dice.
Okay, so just roll 3 dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
No successes. You managed to avoid taking a clarity hit. As she says a name that rings throughout your being with the truth of it.
Mm. Mm.
And you see that this woman is shaking now. Her fists are like, her hands are balled into fists, and you can't tell whether she's angry, sad, overjoyed. There's a lot of emotion going on right now.
Look, this wasn't the way I wanted to do this. Quite frankly, I don't know how I was going to do this.
I didn't think I was ever going to see you again. When that thing grabbed you and left something in your place, I don't.
Come again?
I saw you get taken 4 years ago.
No, I heard that, and I was there for that part. What did you say?
Are you real?
She's going to take a couple steps closer and just sort of gauge the reaction as she closes the distance.
There is so much mixed emotion pouring off of this woman. The anger, the fear, the shock, the barely suppressed joy, the hope.
I can't. I don't even know your name. I don't remember anything. But if she will just place a hand on her left cheek.
You feel a tear running down onto your hand.
Whatever was left in my place did remember me.
Oh, it's dead now. You hear the anger in her voice. That day, that thing reached out of a painting and snatched you up. And I guess it didn't think I was there to see it because I saw what it left in your place. And everything just went red, and I killed it. I killed it so angrily, and it turned into a pile of sticks and mud.
How different do I look?
It's the face that I see every night when I sleep. Without the glasses on, anyway.
Look, I'll give you my number, and can we meet for drinks later or something? You have to get back to your kids.
Um,
Our
Modi,
kids.
Modi and Penthesilea they were too young to really remember what happened. I just told them that you were gone. I don't know how much of a shock it'll be for them to see you again, but
I'm not really. I'm worried about them. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not worried about them breaking right now. I'm worried about me. And I'm holding on to so many pieces, and there is no puzzle, no box for me to look at. I have four corners, and that's it. I didn't even know my name. So I spent God knows how long she would just take her hands in hers. And there will be a tear that runs down the side of her face. Go back to the kids. But we can talk at a different time now. I can tell you the whole thing, and then if you still want me in your life, then we can discuss me and the kids again.
sort of breathes for a second. Yeah. Give me your phone real quick.
She'll pull it out and hand it to her.
She'll pull out your phone and sort of start punching information into the contacts, and then hand it back to you. Let me go check on them. And she'll walk off. Still, she picks the gun up off the ground, holsters it, and then takes the shades off of her head and hangs them in her shirt for a second, sort of not wanting to wear them right now.
She's gonna look down at her phone and open the contacts list.
The contact that she put into your phone is listed as Tier/Bellona Scott.
She'll pocket her phone. Start walking back to Marlena.
Who's currently in a spot where they're keeping because they said they were going to be keeping an eye on the kids. They did just get sent off in a direction without their mom, so
they were told to grab a seat in a nearby open air like dining area.
She's keeping an eye on them, just casually somewhere. That looks like you can be casual.
Yeah,
as casual as Miranda can look.
Yeah. And a few moments pass, and you see the woman that Calliope had pointed out walks back up. She looks a little flushed in the face, but and is not wearing those shades that you saw her with earlier. They're just sort of dangling around her shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And she walks over to the kids and sits down with them and starts having a conversation with them.
A couple minutes later, Calliope will make her entrance. But if you're going to do something before then, go ahead.
Oh no, just keeping an eye out. Like, I'm guessing they are probably too far away if I want to be even remotely inconspicuous for me to hear anything.
There's the full name in your contacts, by the way.
Am I?
Roll me what's composure to see if you hear anything.
Okay. Just 1 second. There we go. All right. Wits composure.
Sorry, brain had to switch gears for a second.
No, you're good. I mean, 1.
With 1 success, you don't pick up a whole lot, but you do pick up.
I'm really more interested in how, like, I'm probably watching more physical, like body language and shit like that.
You immediately see body language. You definitely pick up the immediate perspective of a mom who is putting on a brave and happy face for her kids as they walk up and are excited to see her, and she's, she sort of straightens her shoulders out and plays up the, mom who's here to be happy with her kids kind of thing.
Overly suddenly excited.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Yeah. All right. Yeah, just keep an eye on him until Calliope comes up. You all right? How'd it go?
Can we go back to the freehold now?
Of course, darling. Let's move on. Put an arm around your arm and walk you back.
She will hold herself together until she is around a building, and then just push herself away from you and slide against the building, slide to the ground, and just begin openly weeping. I don't know if I can do this.
Well, first of all, yes, you can. But you do it on your comfort level. Tell me what you think right now.
Yes, there's a lot going on in my head.
Mm-hmm. That would be understandable.
I know my name.
That's good.
I do have 2 beautiful kids.
It is also good. They seem to be well.
She watched me be taken.
Oh dear. And how is she?
Scott.
Of course.
She also... There was a fetch involved.
Was.
Operative word. She killed it.
Impressive.
Which, if what Matchstick said is true, I mean, she had to look me in the face and shoot me and kill me.
Mm-hmm. Sweetie, it's been 4 years. He hasn't fallen apart. He's going to be okay. What do you want to do?
Need a drink.
Sorry, say that again.
I need a drink.
Yes, drinks are always good. Let's go get completely fucked up.
This, my players, is when you remember that I said that my themes in this Changeling game would be raw emotion more than politics.
Oh, I didn't forget it.
No.
When did you say that?
When I was talking about how this game would be themed compared to the other Changeling games that I run here,
Thanks.
I
Oh,
said,
fantastic.
like rather than the politics of Jack's game or the horror of why am I blanking on names
Mara?
of friends?
Mara.
Or the horror of Mara's game. It was going to be more about the raw emotion of being a changeling.
I might actually have to have a drink. Good night.
I am really surprised I didn't cry there. I'm really surprised. So we go back to the freehold.
Yep. So
You
what?
make your way back into the commons.
So I assume that that there was at least some discussion of what's next.
She gave me a number and I told her that I wanted to meet for drinks. And then we're gonna go from there.
There's a good start.
I know her name and I know my name now. And
All right, and this is the next question. Is your name going to be your old name or your new name? You are talking to someone with some experience in this. And I can assure you whichever one fits you best in your head is the best choice.
do I have to decide right now?
Absolutely not. For now, we will continue to call you Clappy until you decide that needs to change. And then if experience is any indication, we will stumble over it many times after that point, continually trying to get it right until we do get it right. But we will try. Anyway, where is that absolutely delicious looking individual that serves us our drinks?
As you look around, you can see that Liquatius is still in his position
Liquatius.
at the bar.
Hmm.
You haven't been gone that long. Liquatius is still manning the bar,
Right.
so.
Gracious, you. It almost seems too obvious to call you a tall drink of anything, but
I've heard many comments about my nature before. Wouldn't be the first
exactly,
time.
and that's why I will not do it because it has already been done, and I am an original. But we need drinks and we need strong ones.
All right, we talking just straight liquor, or we want something to flavor it down with? You look like you could use a straight shot of whiskey.
What is
He
your
says.
experience with drinking, Clappy, previously that you know of, understanding that you may not be certain?
I don't really remember a lot of it.
A single shot to start, and then we will move to cocktails from there. We will figure out your gauge.
He picks up a small shot glass, flips it over, it sort of tumbles over through the liquid of his body, and he just sort of with another liquid arm switches out, grabs a bottle of whiskey, plants it onto the table, pours out a single shot, slides it over.
She will knock it back. She'll pull out her phone, open the contacts list, and then send a simple "Hey" message to Bologna.
I will give you a certain piece of advice here because we don't know how much of a lightweight you are yet. Usually, the last thing you want to do after you've started to get drunk is send texts, especially to someone who you have currently unresolved emotional turmoil toward. But your choices are your own. I just wanted to give you that piece of advice.
Feeling equally awkward, you get a simple "Hey" back.
And she will. When can you meet for drinks?
Let's say after I put the kids to bed with a babysitter tonight.
Shoot me an address and I'll be there.
She'll send you the location of one of the few remaining golden corrals in the south.
All right. Okay, I have to be sober before tonight, but it is 10 a.m., so I got plenty of time.
Good, that gives you time to get drunk and then sober up.
And she will just slide
get
her phone.
buzzed.
She will just slide her phone over to Marlena. Another shot, please.
Loquacious will continue to pour shots until you tell him to stop.
Where are other reprobate motley members?
Probably still sitting at the table.
Probably still
meanwhile,
at the table.
What have you two been up to while they've been gone? It's only been about an hour. Which, I mean, it's impressive to go out for an hour and come back needing that hard to get hammered.
I mean, I understand. Sorry, I damn near forgot my name for a minute. Joe. Joe is going to leave names. Trev, what's your character's name?
Frisian.
Frisian to look at his maps or whatever, and she's gonna head over to Autumn Court to try to find some more connection.
Were you looking to head straight to Billy Gruff, or just sort of ask around, sort of meet people?
I guess Billy Gruff would be a good place to start. He seems to be kind of like the figurehead.
He definitely is like the most obvious figure in the Autumn Court at the moment. Being the only person who's in a suit at a desk. That seems that
I mean, that seems to Joe, that seems like a official place to start. She's not great at conversation, so person behind a desk seems pretty official.
So Billy looks up as you approach. Well, you must be one of our newcomers. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm Joe. I'm very new here. I have no idea what's going on. And I just I've made a few connections, but I wanted to make more connections within Autumn Court.
Well, that can always be seen as a good endeavor. My name is Billy Gruff, and I'm the Autumn Court member of the Keepers, the folks that keep this place up and running. I also am the one who handles this particular branch of the Freehold Bank. So if you need monetary assistance or any kind of general connections, I'm generally someone who can help out.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Where would you recommend starting?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for. You're just looking to make a couple of friends, or you're looking for business associates of some
Uh,
kind.
Right now, just friends.
Well, there's always asking around. There's plenty of folks who, well, we in the Autumn Court tend to be not the most sociable. We don't tend to hide away like them folk of the Winter Court do. But we do usually tend to keep to general business.
That suits me just fine.
There's a couple of motleys that exist entirely among the Autumn Court members, though that's something more of a rarity than you'll probably see elsewhere. Most of the folk of the Freehold tend to mingle and interact with everybody else. But if you're looking for people who might be a good friend to know, well, there's old Trapdoor, who operates the distillery out in Pigeon Forge. Might be a good person to meet if you're looking for lines on potential resources. He tends to keep everything as far as supplies for the people who come round here in order. He's got access, to, obviously, to good alcohol, which helps keep Loquacious' stock up and running, but also his contacts and resources help make sure that those of us who are in need of food can help find it. Other than that, if you're looking for just somebody who's got a grand old time to be had around, there's Autumn Fright, who is well, one of the more accomplished of the Autumn pranksters. A grand old pastime with the Autumn Court is reminding folk that fear is a thing to be experienced and shared so that you can master it and overcome it. So many of the Freehold lose themselves in fear of what was and what could be. Gotta remember that being afraid is a natural part of being alive, and conquering your fear is how you move forward. Autumn Fright is one of the best when it comes to that sort of thing.
That I think I could use some help with that. Because quite honestly, I am a bit afraid right now.
Well, if you're looking for something to frighten you out of your wits, but leave you perhaps feeling a little better in the aftermath, you can do a lot worse than Autumn Fright.
And how would I go about finding them?
Well, as it turns out, she finds you.
Oh, that's very helpful.
And it's at that point that you feel a chill wind sort of run down your spine. And you get the sense of someone watching you from over your shoulder. And you can't help but feel that impending sense of spiders crawling.
Using the wind, clever.
It only seems appropriate considering my audience. Comes the drifting, lilting voice of a changeling behind you.
Am I to assume you're Autumn Fright?
You can call me that as you like. What
Do
is
you
it that scares you, Joe?
never going home?
but you know that we can never go home. That's not even a changeling experience. Everyone who's ever grown up knows that they can never go home. But that's not a problem.
It isn't.
You can never go home because time always marches forward and you make a new home. It might not look the same, but it's where you lay your head.
I had a perfectly fine place to lay my head.
Would it have been perfectly fine? Or would it have been good for a little while and then fallen apart? You never know. Maybe the person you were wanting to spend time with would have turned out to be a serial killer. Maybe they would have locked you in a basement and severed your limbs and torn you apart and eaten your flesh piece by piece until... Well, I suppose you don't have to worry about that one right now.
So you can see right through me, huh?
It's my job to know things. Because how can I scare someone if I don't know what they fear?
Hmm. And you usually make friends this way?
No. I find that friends are best aware of exactly what they're dealing with. You know what I'm about. You know what you expect. And it's all in good fun.
How long have you been around here?
Oh, I'm not so old as some of the natives, people who've been here for a couple of centuries. But I've been here for a good 80 odd years, making my way around. Why I'm so good at this?
I could say something, but I feel like you already know everything.
Oh, I don't know everything. I'm just very good at my research. I make it my business to do research on everyone who takes an interest.
Is that your hobby or your job?
A little of both. If you really want a fun time, I run one of the haunted houses in Gatlinburg. Not a long drive off, but part of why it's so effective is that I'm the one in charge.
I've always loved a good haunted house.
I find they're very good. They do what I do on a microcosm, on a public scale. You go in, have a fright, and walk out feeling a little better knowing it's not real.
At the risk of sounding philosophical, is this real? Just gesturing to the...
Only as real as you accept it to be.
Right. Acceptance. I'm having a very hard time with acceptance.
Well, you have a few more stages of grief to get through before you reach that one. I don't even know if you've hit the bargaining stage yet.
I don't think so. I know I must sound like a terribly fun person to be around.
Oh, you sound very interesting. Everyone's got their own little quirks.
Oh, I'm full of it, full of them.
Cute choice of words.
Words have always been my thing.
Well,
The written ones, at least.
ooh, maybe you'd like to meet our local librarians.
Librarian?
Well, Old Parchment is someone that you might enjoy a conversation with if you're looking for books.
They part of Autumn Court?
Yes, in fact, Autumn Court loves their record keeping. It's how we know things. It's how we remember things. Why we have the bank.
Library. Maybe I can make a home here. Haunted
Look at
houses,
that.
libraries.
And look at that. A little bit of fright, a little bit of fear over what's coming next. And then you find that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And maybe everything doesn't look quite so bleak.
I appreciate that, Autumn Fright. Thank you.
Do you ever turn around to see what the person you're talking to looks like, or do you just like, are you content to not look?
Just looking at Billy Gruff the entire time.
I thought I was looking. I didn't know if they were corporeal, so I didn't.
As far as I was aware, you've been standing there talking with them behind you the entire time.
I
No.
like that idea.
Well, because the way they were sounding, I didn't think they were corporeal, so I just didn't want to look for something that wasn't there. But I will turn around.
So you turn around, and for the briefest instant, you are immediately hit with the jump scare of what looks to be exactly what you would probably fear most, as is the nature of their contracts. Which I'm going to assume in this instance is probably your husband bloodied and demolished and looking like a corpse.
Yeah.
And then it flicks and it's gone. And you just see I'm sure you've probably seen The Ring or like the similar depictions, but it is very much that sort of like bleached white, pale skin, blank white dress, and long, lanky black hair just sort of draped over the face that evokes
Classic Onryo.
Yeah, that evokes the Onryo.
Gotcha. No, I appreciate your time and I appreciate your interest, and I'll be back.
If you ever need a scare, I'm always around.
Yes, I'll be back. Exactly what you should say to a walking horror character.
The Ring didn't scare me.
Yeah, no.
I'm not saying it has to scare you. I'm just saying you've sealed your death.
That's just Hermine. Hermine is designed to look sort of Onryo-esque, so
Randy Meek said it best. Never ever say you'll be right back, because you won't be back.
unfortunately, Randy Meeks was the reason people wouldn't be back, but
No.
Any-
Factually untrue. You're remembering your Scream franchise wrong.
Oh, I'm getting names mixed up. Yeah, that tracks.
Yes, Randy was the film nerd who made it through 1.5 movies.
Right, yes.
Anyway,
Love this character.
so what you're saying is
Right, I was thinking of Billy, yeah.
so what
Yes, no.
so,
both of you.
so what you're saying is if I get to know people well enough to where I can pull a prank, that's your area of expertise.
Oh, I'd say that's what I'm absolutely best at. If you need a hand with it, I'm always here to make a deal.
I'll keep that in mind. And she's just gonna turn back around and nod to Billy and find her way back to the table and maybe like do one of these, like,
You look over your shoulder after, like, you take like 20 steps away and look over your shoulder and she's just gone.
Nope, she's there somewhere. She's never gone.
We know how this shit works.
Don't lie to me, Shawnee.
Don't try and play your little games.
You just look up at the rafters, and she's talking with the spider one, of course.
Honestly, you have a pretty good odds of, like, if you just look up at the ceiling, you might see her talking with Spinner.
So at this point, would Marlena and Calliope be back? Are we still in the hour where
I'd say for the sake of it, yeah, I'd say this will probably line up with everybody being back. Unless Frisian, did you have anything you were doing?
Frisian's just studying the map and familiarizing himself with the area.
Cool. So yeah, we'll say that about now-ish is when everybody.
You look over and Calliope is on the second shot. All right, where are reprobate the motley members? Oh, there they are.
and I'm gonna come up to the bar and say, how many shots am I behind?
With Calliope, just the 2. I am holding off for the moment. Don't worry, I won't make a habit of it.
She will do the knock twice with the shot glass signal for another.
And with a flourish, there's an arc of whiskey that just sort of like arcs through the air and lands perfectly to just like fill the cup to the perfect level.
And she will just sort of look like confused that she did that. And then take the shot.
I could just really sit here and watch him work. I don't really even need a drink.
Right.
Loquacious is nothing if not a showman.
I think a few other things he is.
Bet you could.
So how's table talk been?
Oh, well. And please tell Frisian?
Frisian.
Frisian, I'm sorry. Frisian, while Frisian was studying his maps, I
Talked so much you had to tell him to shut up.
No, I asked him if he wanted any help, and he just kind of grunted. So I sauntered over to Autumn Court.
He's Woody, son of a bitch.
I got to fed a few interesting entities in Autumn Court.
They're the creepy ones, right?
I wouldn't say that.
I'm sure they would.
Honestly, conquering a little fear is what I need right now.
I mean, that is absolutely fair. Not quite my style, but you are welcome to it.
Well, Marlena, nobody could have your style.
Damn right. So how long do we plan on staying here?
Where else is there to go?
I mean, are you talking in a macro sense or in a macro sense? Because macro sense is about 7 continents to explore. Plus assorted islands and
Talk about a home base. But I don't know what you're talking about.
fair enough. I'm simply saying, are we? I mean, I'm assuming we are not going to make just a daily habit of coming to the local watering hole and getting wasted.
I wouldn't suspect.
Clink, clink.
I just don't.
Today's a special day for you, Clappy.
Every
And I
time,
am not
every time,
opposed.
every time Calliope clinks the glass for more, there's just a flourish and some more whiskey.
Oh, you are going to be fun to carry home. But and I'm not saying I'm opposed to that. I am simply saying there is a much larger world outside these walls.
I understand. I just don't know.
What's next?
Yeah.
So we got to figure out. I know at some point I plan on taking a trip to whatever city is close. I can't remember.
Knoxville.
Knoxville. I need to take a trip to Knoxville.
Any particular reason?
Because of civilization there. I don't know if you noticed, but my home is not exactly a bustling metropolis.
That's only an hour drive. We can do that. I can get it over.
I do plan on going just probably later. Probably not now. I mean, we could do it now. How you feeling?
Like I could take on literally anything.
I understand that level of whiskey courage.
Though the real question is whether my legs will work when I get up.
No, they will not, but it'll be fine.
You don't have heels on, do you?
Yes, she does. Well, she has boots with a heel, and I know that there is a difference there.
There's.
Okay, you're less likely to break your ankle, still likely to fall over.
Yep.
Yes, pretty much.
How tall is Calliope?
I wrote this out, I think. Also, I added the new NPCs to the group handout.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Did I? Hold on.
I like we were both working on that at the same time, so my edits got overridden by yours.
Sorry.
All right, the last one you missed was Parchment, who is the librarian.
No, I did not. Calliope's mask is only about 5'2". Her mean is about 5'8".
Okay.
You're fine. We got you covered.
I'll take one side, you take the other.
She is a lot of pinks and reds right now.
Joe, what do you want to do?
Talking to me?
You
No,
talking
we're
to
talking
me?
to the other Joe.
You didn't say my name, so I didn't know.
I said Joe.
I didn't hear you.
Well, that's fair.
Though, to be honest, I'm kind of getting used to that name too.
That is fair. Is there one you would rather be called?
Oh no, Joe is the one I chose.
Okay, fair enough.
Joy was my name, but I didn't feel that anymore, so I took it off.
So what do you want to do from here?
Right now, be content with a place to lay my head tonight.
Fair enough.
I don't
You
particularly.
have that. That's set, that's done, that's settled. As you are looking for an upgrade from my fine domicile.
I'm not picky.
Fair enough. Frisian, sweetie, can you come over here?
Frisian gathers up the papers from the table and walks over to the bar. Yes.
Darling, we're trying to figure out what's in our plans. Do you have anything at all?
Frisian looks off into the distance for a moment. And it's like, well, there is a couple of points of interest in town if people aren't familiar with the town like I am.
You're talking this town, Pigeon Forge.
Yeah.
What you looking at? I may be of some help. I'm local.
As am I. Well, Williamsburg local, but it's all local.
It's all local.
What are you looking for?
Me as a player, I have no idea. Frisian, who's been looking at a map for the last hour, probably has a better idea. And just list off like 2 or 3 things that were labeled on the map.
In Pigeon Forge?
Yeah.
What kind of things? Like, are you just looking for like stores or just points of interest? Or
Probably points of interest.
there's a laser tag arena in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, Frisian points that out because he has no idea what that even is.
Abso-fucking-lutely not.
Marlena has something against laser tag.
Listen, I will happily take you there. And I will happily wait at the bar nearby as you shoot people to your heart's content.
Wait.
With lasers.
Shooting?
Lasers.
Harmless lasers.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
game.
Yeah, basically shooting people with lights.
That's the kind of place where you have to run, and can you imagine trying to run in these?
Not without a lot of practice.
I have a lot of practice, but I am also a little bit out of practice.
Fair.
And even then,
It would be impressive. Though.
not on your goddamn life.
Well, okay. Um,
That one was I was just mostly confused at what that even
all right,
meant.
there's
Right. Yeah. Absolutely fair.
there's
There's that one place that I can't remember.
the Hollywood Wax Museum, Titanic Museum attraction,
Ah, yes.
Alcatraz East Crime Museum.
Why can we not escape Titanic this week?
It's Google's fault. That's not my fault.
No. It's there. Well, we can go on a visit of tourist spots in Pigeon Forge. Absolutely. We can go to the old Mill Square.
Oh, there's a moonshine tour, moonshine and wine tour.
The other one that
There
Frizzy
is
will point
that.
out is Smoky Mountains.
Excuse me?
The fuck? I appreciate you. What the fuck is a Zorb?
Yeah.
What?
It's an amusement park.
Interesting.
Zorbing, according to modern parlance, is putting yourself inside of a giant, basically hamster ball and rolling down a hill.
It's foolishness.
It's actually
I
kind
don't
of
know why
fun.
that ended with a sh, but
You're slightly drunk.
I am not. I am legitimately not.
Marlena had the one
I'm
drink.
just
and
bad
Alan
at
had
accents.
2 drinks.
Calliope's is constantly shifting because she's drunk.
Uh-huh.
That's a thing.
She will stop at 6 shots, by the way.
Oh dear God.
6 shots of whiskey.
Stop because she's unconscious?
I don't think she's eaten anything today, has she?
Oh,
No. She had breakfast.
Oh yeah, she had breakfast, but that's it. She hasn't had anything since breakfast.
so this
No.
is the question. How much of a lightweight is Calliope actually?
Yes. She is.
We are going to be carrying this woman.
She's currently like epileptic seizure levels of flashing colors.
Oh shit.
Oh, sweetie, you are not going to remember a goddamn thing of the rest for a good while.
Thanks. Fuck. I don't want to. No, I don't. Did she text her back?
We will find out the answer to that when you are sober.
Oh, you'll know fun. Okay.
No, I am the responsible one.
That you and she will reach out and just boop on the nose.
Like I have kids again.
Joe is gonna look at Marlena and look at Calliope and look back at Marlena. Is like, she gonna be okay? She's supposed to be doing that.
She'll be fine. Listen, some people some people use a lot of different things to cope. Correct?
Correct.
Some people use humor. Some
Right.
people go to therapy.
Right.
Some people decide to get blitz and forget everything that is going to happen.
Oh no, I had an uncle who did that every Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I understand.
And the alcohol is a lot cheaper than the therapist.
That's what he always said.
We try out different things. We will see how this go, and Calliope will upon sobering up determine whether this is the appropriate method for her when she deals with the consequence.
I reckon that she's probably not going to enjoy it that much because we might be resistant to most diseases, but we still get hangovers. Loquacious says.
That is entirely unsurprising.
A terrible thought came to mind. If Loquacious drinks something like a blue Hawaiian, can you see the blue in him?
That's a good question. You have never seen Loquacious drink anything.
Calliope's just gonna smile. We should go to a Waffle House.
Of course, you would say that.
Please don't perpetuate the constant stories of people starting fights at Waffle Houses.
Do you understand why those stories exist?
Yeah, because they're true, and please don't perpetuate them.
Where's the Waffle House in Pigeon Forge?
Of course there is.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely. It's right across from the Cracker Barrel.
Oh, God. You're not even
Okay,
joking.
here's my thing.
Jim Crow Applebee's.
Here's my thing.
You know?
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. We can't just fly past that. Did you just call Cracker Barrel Jim Crow Applebee's? Holy shit. You're not wrong, but holy shit.
I'm gonna really enjoy rewatching this episode next week.
Apparently.
Holy fuck.
Though apparently, like,
Why?
the conservative Christians are boycotting Cracker Barrel at the moment because
Yes, Cracker Barrel has fallen.
because
Because they put up supporting their trans and other queer troops as well. Yeah,
yeah,
They put their corporate pride colors up.
yeah,
yeah.
Like, oh no.
No, I just thought it was
That
funny.
is my favorite meme of the last month, by the way.
Cracker
It's
Barrel has
just-
fallen.
Just the picture of Bush being notified, callback, of 9/11,
Oh,
and
gee.
it's the guy done like this, and it's just captioned "Cracker Barrel has fallen."
I have not seen that meme.
Oh my god!
A second queer has struck the Cracker Barrel.
Oh, so okay, here's my question though. Why do you put a Waffle House directly across the street from a crack? That is like Plaid Pantry setting up across from a 7-Eleven.
So I mean, so here's the thing.
Instead of
That
down
section
the
of
street.
that section of street has literally adjacent to each other and or across the street from each other Waffle House, Cracker Barrel, Little Caesars, Captain Jim's Seafood, and Cielito Lindo, which is a Mexican restaurant.
Okay, but I can understand the rest of those because those are different styles of food. And I also understand Cracker Barrel has more than just what's in a Waffle House. But
No,
those are the same kinds of food.
Here's the thing. Cracker Barrel is more of a restaurant. Waffle House is more of a
Experience.
Cage, octagon. Yes, we know.
It's like a fucking Bermuda Triangle. Like it just.
Like you go to
Waffle House, you don't see anywhere else.
Is the Waffle House only there for the people who go to Cracker Barrel, and as they're walking out through the parking lot, the guy's like, "Oh shit, I forgot my wallet. I guess we're going to the Waffle House."
No, it's no.
I mean, there's also Smoky Mountain Pancake House literally down the street by like a minute.
I'm just saying, it's like putting a liquor store across the street from a bar.
And
I can see that.
Like, can you get the same thing at both places? Yes. Is there a difference
one
in
gives you a doggy
delivery?
bag.
Yes. Fair enough.
You say that, but my town, the gas station has a liquor store, and the grocery store has a liquor section. They're across the street from each other, and then a block over is a bar.
That's my. So I live in a state where you can't sell hard liquor in grocery stores.
Oh,
The
we
only place you can get liquor is in OLCC specific license or allowed stores.
Well, you can't get the really hard stuff in public stores down here. You can get like regular beers and
You can
wines
get, like,
in
beer.
Or you
Kroger's.
can get beer and wine, yes,
Yeah, like-
absolutely.
But
no,
like
you have-
hard stuff, you have specific package stores.
the hard
yeah.
stuff you have to go to a package store, yeah. Which is why there's typically one close by a grocery store.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's OCC specific designated stores. Most of them are OLCC run, which means they're never open on Sundays and they close at 8 p.m.
No, the package store do close really early around here,
I
though.
think they close at like 9 for us. I think.
Yeah.
compared to when I was in California for a while, and you could walk out of a grocery store where you could literally buy anything, and you would see a liquor store, a kitty corner to it.
Yeah.
Are
Well,
we
in case
going
you
to
don't wanna
Waffle
cross the
House or
street.
not?
But meanwhile,
So-
as you've been discussing places to visit,
Yes.
it strikes you that Golden Corral doesn't serve drinks, so you're assuming, as is probably the case, Bologna is probably bringing alcohol.
See, I'm just picturing like bringing alcohol in shot glasses and like going to the chocolate fountain.
Yes.
Like little
I
bit.
just realized something. I do not want to be seen in the same dress I'm wearing right now. So that is something we will have to take care of.
We going shopping?
That is fair. We do need to pick up some clothing for you all. I should pick up some clothing for myself too.
Of note,
Dear God, I need a lot of clothing.
the only outfits you have that are different between your mask and your mien are the ones you came out in. Everything else, all the other clothes you wear, will be whatever it looks like on the outside.
Yep.
It might shift a little bit to fit you between your mask and your mien, but it will look the same aesthetically.
All right. Well, let's go sightseeing.
The Waffle
Uh,
House.
Y'all want a little something to sober up, or you want to just let her handle that on her own?
I think she'll be fine. I am a permissive mother, but I am a mother who believes in consequences. Because
What do
that's
you
how you
mean by-
learn.
We'll get the Gatorade and the ibuprofen. We'll be just fine.
What do you mean by something to help her sober up?
Oh, I'm from the Spring Court. We got all sorts of tricks.
Neat.
Really?
He tilts his head and grins.
Interesting.
As much fun as all of this, well, as much fun as all of this has been, I have a very large amount of money, and I am drunk as hell, and I do not wish to just.
So somebody else needs to take your money from you.
I wouldn't use those words, but yeah. I mean, she'll point to Marlena. She's got the phone that's got everything. What are you using right now?
I do prefer he, him, out, in,
Okay.
and she, her, or he, her. God damn it.
He him out of
He,
drag.
him out, she, her in.
Okay. I need a bucket.
So, oh, we at that stage already.
Liquatius just sort of like leans a foot out to one side and shoves a bucket out from under the bar. It seems
And-
like he's been through this a lot.
You think of
Shoot.
everything, don't you?
Oh, I
she would
have
just
to.
lean over and literally Technicolor rainbow into the.
There is, with just natural, almost like reflexively, just reach out, pull the hair back.
And she'll just sort of look into the bucket. That's interesting.
Looks like everything about you is all rainbow colored.
More ways than you know, sweetie. More ways than you know.
You done with that, Jackson Pollock? Or you got a little more in you?
I think I'm good. Ah.
Well, at least it made it into the bucket.
Let's settle the tab and get out of here.
Of course.
The amount that you need to spend on these drinks is still not that much compared to your resource
Right.
dots. It's not even. You have to roll for it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go.
Should we get some food in her, or is that just going to make it worse?
Hard to say at this point.
Here, Liquatia says as he reaches over and pulls out the giant festival pretzels and just grabs one and hands it over. We got a steady supply of these, considering Dollywood's outside.
Fair enough. Now, Clappy, I am going to have to give you your phone back so you can do this Uber thing.
Mm-hmm.
Before I do so,
I will not text my. I will not
you
text
will
her.
not text. Yes. Very good. Here you go.
Oh no, drunk texting never works out well.
Where are we headed?
Blah, 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 sightseeing thing.
Are you going to get clothes first?
I mean, that feels like, at least for Marlena, that's going to require going to, how to put this in a polite way,
Particular stores.
a place that has style, which probably a certain level of style that Pigeon Forge may not, as a more touristy town, may not have.
So
I'm not, obviously I haven't been there, but I tend to associate tourist town and what you can get there in more of the, especially if they are near a much bigger city, it's more kitschy, touristy clothing.
So Pigeon Forge has a couple of different styles of clothing that they tend to having been there several times for vacations when I was younger. They have a couple of different styles of what you can get for clothing. There's the standard touristy like graphic tees and stuff like tourist clothes. There is also old-timey clothing like Revolution and old like American South style like old-fashioned clothing. There's also a surprising goth clothing scene.
Good to know.
There's also an outlet mall.
Yes, there's also just a standard outlet mall nearby. So,
Cool.
depending on what you're looking for, you can find a wide variety of things.
Right. We can get some stuff for you guys.
But you wouldn't see the high fashion stuff that you'd probably be looking for as Marlena in Pigeon Forge. You'd need to go to Knoxville.
And frankly, as Jackson.
Yeah, you'd probably need to go to Knoxville for your outfits.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, we can definitely do some shopping for everyone else.
Oh yeah, there's 5,000 boutiques in Knoxville,
Oh yeah.
and like a Joseph A. Bank.
So yeah, you all, I'm assuming, get an Uber to basically the main strip of Pigeon Forge.
Yeah.
Because there is one main road where everything is on in Pigeon
Right.
Forge. Which is specifically 321. Which turns into 441 halfway down. But yeah. So you all, it minimal fee for an Uber. You get your ride back down there and are dropped off. I'm assuming outside one of those outlet malls where you can go look for a variety of clothing.
Yeah.
And as you are dropped off there and are ready to go clothes shopping and figure out what you're going to wear, that's where we're going to take our break.
Dope.
Remember, when we take our break, you take your break. Stand up, stretch your legs, go get something to eat and drink, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Guys, we're online.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back
We're back.
to
Sorry.
Dinosaur Story.
No, we're just
No.
back.
No.
We're only back. The dinosaurs are dead. All
that's
of
why
them.
it's a dinosaur story.
You know why how they're dead? I killed them. I choked them in their sleep till they were dead.
That's a nice threat to make in a setting that has Macaulay.
I was about to say the Macaulay have entered the chat.
I was about to say, I didn't know you were that old, Jeremy.
Might as well be to some people.
In the time of the dinosaurs, when I was young.
I mean, in complete fairness, that does fit somebody who's playing a drag queen in a game, because like the 39-year-olds and drag queens are like the dinosaurs. So
But
I'm just having a hard time playing younger, honestly.
the group of you arrive at the mall.
yep.
What you doing? Where you headed? What you doing? What you getting into?
All right. Well, let's get y'all dressed in whatever you fits you best. And I'm just gonna lead them into. We're gonna start like whatever might be like upper mid tier, and then we'll move up and down based on people's reactions, and just start.
This is a mall. I'm going to assume that one of the first clothing stores that you see upon entering is a Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Was Hot Topic around in the 90s?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember. I don't know literally when they were founded. I was born in the mid 90s.
So, Jeremy, I felt that. Okay, I'm with you.
To be fair, I was born a few months earlier, and I still aware that Hot Topic was around in the 90s.
1988.
The difference is at that time, a Hot Topic was like, for me these days, you see a Hot Topic and you see a Spencer's across from each other in the mall, and you could shut your eyes, turn in a random direction, and you're going to kind of get the same stuff. Like Hot Topic in the 90s was definitely had more, it was less corporate. I mean, it was still corporate, but it more like, it felt like if you wanted the corporate version of like the punk, the actual punk and goth and metal stuff.
Yeah.
It's gotten more
kid friendly. There's no other way to put it.
Pop culture. There's a lot more pop culture.
Yeah.
As opposed to just.
You walk into a Hot Topic nowadays, and there's a little bit of goth and like punk stuff, and it's mostly just pop culture stuff.
Right. It used to be like very, very, very niche. Spencer, I got
my first.
Got your
Sorry,
first.
go ahead.
I got my first pair.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You go.
I said like Spencer's always to me was more of like the had like the black light posters and the like gag gifts and
the
stuff
shitty
like that.
The shitty joke gifts that are like funny to 12-year-olds. Yes.
Yeah.
I got my first pair of PVC pants at a Hot Topic.
Your first pair of what?
PVC pants.
Oh, PVC pants. Okay. I'm
pretty sure if you went to every Hot Topic in the US these days, you would not be able to find a pair of PVC pants at this point. Not that those are like ridiculously like edgy or anything, but you get the point.
Yeah.
You
can probably still find like bangles and like wristbands covered in studs and stuff though.
Oh yeah. No, they still have that. Yeah.
All right, so here is the Hot Top. What in the actual fuck What has happened to this place?
There was a movement in about the like mid 2000s where they moved towards pop culture and anime and all that sort of shit.
Thanks, I hate it.
Well, that's one person's opinion.
How much has Calliope sobered up, if at all?
She's, in my experience, Technicolor rainbows sobers you up fairly quick.
Generally.
It does help a lot.
It does.
So she's still pretty like she feels good, but she's nowhere near where she was. I would say she's approaching tipsy, like getting back down to
Getting back
tipsy
down to
levels.
tipsy from
Oh, to
Smash.
tipsy. Okay.
Which means if you haven't had any water to drink, that headache's going to be coming on soon.
Yep.
Mm.
So Frisian's looking at Hot Topic. It's just like, the fuck is any of this?
Yeah, because like anime wasn't a thing in the 40s, at least not as we know it today.
Right.
I mean, I could explain it all to you, but it would take a while.
Looks
Not
at
me
the
over here.
Spencers. I'm not sure if I want to know either.
No, you
Well-
most definitely do not want to know what's in Spencer's.
No, I think we can skip that. Honestly, I'm a little bit out of my depth because we didn't really come to the mall for clothes. More hand-me-downs and thrift stores and the like.
Sweetie, I'm paying. Just buy whatever the fuck you want.
Well, I'm just explaining why I'm out of my element.
I don't know what my element was. I know what it is, but I don't know what it used to be.
And that's joy. You can discover what your element is now.
And yeah, you've got your standard like 4 to 5 different clothing stores. You've got your Hot Topic, you got your Spencer's, and then you've got your like 1 or 2 more like upscale clothing stores, and then you've got your like more middle of the road jeans and t-shirts clothing store.
Like Gap, Old Navy.
Yeah, you got your
Like
Gap.
Old Navy,
Um,
like one of the
Maurice's.
centerpiece, well, like a centerpiece place that like I don't know, because I don't know how regional any of this stuff is, like a J.C. Penney's or a
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
JC
that's
Penney's
absolutely.
okay,
the department stores, yeah.
yeah, department store, yeah, that's the word I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Frisian starts looking at some of
Forever
the shirts and just looks
21.
completely perplexed.
I'm gonna try the Old Navy. That seems more where I'm comfortable at the moment. Jeans and t-shirts and things like that.
So, to shortcut a lengthy bit of shopping as you walk between stores, what does everyone come out with?
I think we should spend an episode and a half on this. Somebody needs to have their pretty woman moment. Big mistake. Huge.
Frisian has absolutely no idea what he's looking for.
I think honestly, Joe like just kind of went into Old Navy. It's like a couple pairs of jeans, a couple pairs of cargo pants, a few t-shirts, pair of boots, pair of sneakers, and she's she's fine.
Marlena will play personal dresser for Frisian to like try out several things. Like, see, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? And it's going for because they think he thinks it'll probably be pretty. It'll be a nice middle ground because they've been out enough, I think, over the last couple of days that it got a sense of like what current dress styles is. So like something that would have been popular in like the mid late 90s when it was taken would be might be a good middle ground between like 40s dress and now.
So maybe like some plaid shirts and
Like
I mean, especially because the 90s are coming back in fashion again.
Yeah, like khaki slacks, a like a little more formal than like obviously grunge or anything like that, but like decent dress shirt, sort of the jacket that is sort of tailored in that kind of 90s fashion.
kind of like he's probably going to like Macy's or JC Penney's or something like
Exactly, something like that. Basically look kind of like the way actually Jackson is in his art piece dress style, which is not on our
not on our overlay. Yeah.
not on our overlay, but I did have it in Slack. Up there somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere. It's
But yeah, he would try that, see how that feels, and then that sort of a that sort of a baseline, and then we can adjust from there on what Frizine might be, how might be feeling about it.
How does Frisian react to the first kind of outfit?
Frisian's not much of a clothes person, so it's kind of fine with like.
Okay.
He's like, okay, you think this looks good? All right.
Yeah.
So presumably you get Frisian a couple of different like blazer jackets, some button-up shirts,
like
some
particularly
slacks.
like Frisian's main comments are like, this jacket doesn't like because he doesn't know clothing to be able to like tell specifically. It's like lifting the shoulders up doesn't feel comfortable in this. Like the shoulders
like
are the wrong
it's
width.
sizing things as opposed to style things. Makes sense.
So it looks like maybe like a 90s sitcom dad.
Honestly, with the hairstyle, probably.
With a hairstyle for sure. Yeah. Frisian all settled away. Make sure you're both settled away.
Yeah, Frisian you get Frisian several outfits that match that same sort of style and are sized appropriately. Joe gets some pretty casual clothing, some jeans and t-shirts kind of thing. What is Calliope getting?
The real question is how long is the clothing montage? Because she would have just wandered to other stores and bought things. and probably would have just come back with like 2 or 3 bags from every single store.
I mean, y'all gave Marlena a dress-up doll to work with.
Right.
So it's gonna be a while.
A dress-up doll that's fairly ambivalent to it. Just like,
Yep.
yeah, this is happening.
It's she gets a few casual outfits. She goes for a few more dressy options. And it's more trying to think of the she just gets a whole bunch of shit. But at one point she will just grab Joe and pull her to a store and try on a few dresses for her to like give an opinion on for tonight.
Oh, okay.
Not elaborating what this is for at all.
Okay. Joe will enjoy that very much.
And we'll probably settle on just a cute little like pink sundress for tonight and a simple pair of white flats. But Calliope goes and spends a bunch of money.
Makes sense.
Joe is very clearly used to not spending money, so she's got to work her way up.
A bunch of money being spent and several new outfits being purchased for everyone except for Marlena, who needs to go to Knoxville to get anything good. Is there anything else to do for the rest of the evening before we go to Calliope's drinks with Bologna?
Well, after they go shopping, because I know Calliope's going for drinks, where are the rest of us going to be?
Yeah.
It's a good question. It depends on where you guys are meeting.
Well, according to Calliope's phone, they're meeting at the lone Golden Corral that still exists in the state of Tennessee.
Which is where?
Literally across the street. It's down the road
Okay.
from the mall.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I mean that depends on Calliope. Honey, you want us to be nearby? Do you want your space?
I think nearby sounds good, but not like
Not inside the restaurant at a
Yeah.
nearby booth.
yeah.
All right.
So, like at a Starbucks nearby or something like that?
Whatever works. And then she will just sort of stop as they are walking and just I need water.
I'm sorry. What is this Starbucks?
It's a
coffee shop.
Ah, okay. No, that is doable.
Raising a little comment about a water fountain somewhere in the mall.
She will just beeline for it and spend probably a good 3 minutes just constantly drinking.
It does little to alleviate the headache, but it does feel a little better. You typically want to get the water in before the headache sets in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she was not thinking though. Which I mean, was fairly obvious.
It's amazing how, having never actually drunk to the point of intoxication, I am aware of all the details of how to avoid a hangover.
There's because I actually looked it up. 'Cause there's an IHOP, a McDonald's, Wendy's, a Denny's, all
There's
within.
there's a Baskin Robbins like right down the road as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a funeral home.
We're not playing that game anymore.
I'm not driving a hearse.
You could be. Nothing's stopping you.
How many nuts and freezers do you have?
What?
No, that was a joke.
Calliope has 4 dots for what it's worth.
Okay, so she will make sure everybody has her phone number, which I believe Joe is the only one with a phone.
So
No, I have
Joe.
a phone.
Okay, that's right. You have a phone.
Brizzy's the only one without a phone.
So I'm gonna when I input your number, I put Calliope, and I'm gonna put little hearts and rainbows beside the name.
Love it.
So, having done your best to mitigate your hangover, and it's mostly gone by the time the time rolls around. You make your way over to the Golden Corral, and everyone else, I'm assuming, is stopping at whatever nearby restaurant is just adjacent, basically, like the IHOP that's right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So while they go that way, you head in. Having a little a brief a brief text conversation once you've more sobered up, you are notified that there's a table for Scott that is in the back corner.
She will inform the cashier, and then pay for her meal, and then head back.
Yeah. So you make your way back, and you are greeted by a similar but different visage of the individual you've spoken to earlier. The makeup is gone, and the appearance is less pale, but still relatively pale. The makeup was definitely a couple shades lighter than their actual skin tone was. You can see the chest is gone. That appears to have been a breastplate. They're just sort of the same like roughly broad shoulders. You can see the evening 5 o'clock shadow that has begun to move in underneath what was the makeup. You see they've changed out their outfit a little bit. The biker jacket has been replaced with more of like a bomber style, with the fur line collar. It's open to just a tank top underneath. The shorts have been replaced with full jeans. There's a slightly different colors of boots. The gloves have been changed out for like fingerless gloves. And they have sort of set a bottle of wine and a couple of different beers of your choice on the side of the table as you approach and sit down. It's good to see you.
Same.
I figured if we're probably going to be getting reacquainted, it's probably a good idea to go as dressed down as possible, just visage as it is, you know.
She'll just sort of cock her head like a German Shepherd.
Right, you probably don't get what the difference is. Reintroductions. Hi, I'm Tyr or Bologna. In this, looking like this, I guess most people call me Tyr. Uh, Genderqueer. Whatever you want to call me is whatever you want to call me. They called me a male at birth, but I'm whatever.
Call you whatever you feel like during that day.
It changes day to day.
Good.
I get by with what I can. Never really feel fully comfortable being someone like me.
What pronouns do you use?
Like I said, any of them. They all apply.
I guess this is my turn. The name I gave myself when I came out was Calliope.
It's beautiful.
Calliope Daniel Scope. 4 years, I was just referred to as Kaleidoscope.
Sorry, I can't imagine what you've been through.
She just sort of gets this like 1,000-yard stare for a moment.
Let's not dwell on it if it's going to be hard.
Sorry. That's a conversation for a different time.
Mm-hmm. Now we're just getting to know each other again. And you're giving me a heart attack when I took the shades off.
What's the deal with those?
They show me the world as it really is. Without all the tricks that the things that live in the night use to hide. That includes changelings.
Wait, there's... Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I guess I should tell you a little bit of that story. When you were taken, and in what I can only describe as a fit of rage, I killed the thing that got left in your place. I learned that the world is not as it seems. That there's a lot more to it than anyone who is living a normal life could ever imagine. And a couple of months after that, I was contacted by a group of people who also knew that the world isn't what it seems. Not that the name means anything, but they call themselves Network Zero. And they make it their business to protect the world of normal people from the things that go bump in the night. Vampires, werewolves, zombies, everything in between. And they're the ones who gave me those shades so I could see what I was dealing with. I've been doing my best to take care of the kids and give them a good life, but the extra funds and assistance from Network Zero has helped keep things afloat without you around. And I promised, well, one of the first things that I was worried about when I realized what was going on with the world was, what if they come for me next and I leave the kids alone, or if they come for the kids next. And so I promised that I would never let anything like that happen again if I could do something about it. So I've been helping the network out for a while. For the past 4 years, basically. I've gotten good at it. It's helped me cope in a weird way.
So, do you terminate these individuals you've had?
It sort of depends. Most of Network Zero's work is informational. They keep an eye on things and make sure nothing gets out of hand. But yeah, that's been most of my job, has been dealing with the ones that need to be dealt with because they've gotten too dangerous.
I have so many questions about before. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember anything. It's all hazy. I get bits and pieces, but
Well, start with a question and I'll answer and we'll keep going from there.
how did we meet?
At a convention, actually, I think. Um, you'd been going for, the writers who would be there. You were always a book nerd. It was one of the things I liked about you. Um, I was going for more of the artists. I always liked seeing the artwork, and we sort of hit it off over mutual appreciations for the arts and celebrities that we both appreciated. Had a bit of time fangirling out. And we both happened to live in the area, so we decided to see each other again, and it kept going from there.
How long were we together before the incident.
Ironically, about as long as you've been gone, about 4 years. Well, married, I should say. We've been about 4 years married. Together, maybe 6 to 10. Time feels weird in the time.
Cut to an hour later. I'm sorry, who are we killing?
later.
I'm down. I just want to make sure we get the name right.
We had decided shortly after getting married that we wanted to have kids, and Moji and Penthesilea, we got lucky and had twins.
The name's beautiful. I don't know if I'm ready to meet them yet.
I can imagine.
This has been a bit of a overwhelming day.
You and me both. And you can see the tears sort of welling up in his eyes again. I thought I'd never see you again. I was so angry for so long. And you having been taken.
I felt a lot of emotions when I was gone. And thinking and feeling were the only two things that I could do. So I was angry for a long time. I was in pain for a long time. Mourning something I didn't know I had. Can't even tell you how long I was actually gone. 4 years here might as well have been eons over there.
I don't know as much about that particular brand of supernatural as I should, I admit. I did some research, but funny enough, most changelings just want to be left alone and don't tend to cause enough trouble to get Network Zero's attention. So I haven't had to learn as much on the job. But what little I have learned has sounded confusing and like a fairy tale. The bad ones, the ones that you tell kids to keep them awake at night.
So this Network Zero, is that your day job? Or is there
More of my night job, really. And it's roughly that moment that his phone goes off and he sort of looks at it. No, that can wait. And he puts it back.
I know we just reconnected, but I would feel awkward if you made I would feel awkward if you inconvenience people on my behalf.
It's nothing important. Like I said, it can wait. You're way more important right now.
He can't see it, but she has gone mostly pink. Who was I? Like, oh, that's way too large a question. How? What did I do?
You were Cassandra Scott, my wife, the love of my life, an author, an artist, someone who liked to spend their time enjoying literature, mythology, history, just anything you could sink your teeth into. Passionate, very kind and gentle, especially with the kids. Better than I could ever be.
I don't want you to take offense by this sentence. I really don't. I don't. I don't feel like a mom.
Yeah. I can only imagine after what you've been through, that might be the furthest thing from your mind. I don't really feel like a parent at all, for most days. Just trying to keep the kids safe from anything that might be a danger to them and faking my way through trying to raise them.
What I saw today, you doing a damn fine job. You need to stop being so hard on yourself. I know I went through a lot, but I can't imagine what you went through.
Do you mind if I, and he sort of gestures to the shades.
Yeah, go ahead.
And he puts the shades on. It's different, but you are just as beautiful underneath.
Those pinks have gone to reds. She'll sort of shake her head lightly. It's different looking man now. I feel disconnected from who I used to be. It doesn't help that I don't really know who I used to be. But I think I'm open to learn who I used to be. And what we used to be.
I couldn't ask for anything more.
It's not gonna happen overnight.
Of course not.
I mean,
There's, I don't know if I would be able to do any of that overnight. There's
I
4 years of pain to dig up.
mean, I feel something here. There's not nothing. It's like you have a memory you can't but touch.
Yeah. I know that feeling. Although a lot of it's coming back really fast now.
Sorry. I know you're happy and everything, but I definitely threw a wrench in all of your plans and everything.
It's not your fault. And I would rather this kind of upheaval than never see you again.
I don't think I'd ever not want to see you again.
This conversation's still going to be a bit awkward. How about we have some food and drink for a bit and just talk?
I think I'd like that.
Meanwhile,
Mhm.
as the two of them settle in for just a dinner and conversation, the three of you wandered over to the IHOP and sat down, presumably to get a little bit of food
Yep.
and just
Yeah.
chill. The this IHOP, in sort of an effort to like push that like old style touristy environment, has like an old fashioned like record player jukebox, uh, and is just sort of like playing off various different songs. Um, it's probably about 15 minutes into you guys sitting down and having a meal when it flips over a very specific vinyl record. And the first notes of Seal's Kiss from a Rose begin to play. And something resonates in Joe.
Question: does Joe know what's going on, or does she just feel like a
It's just something about this is so familiar and grounding almost. It's that conversation of you make a new home or you can't go home comes back a little bit, and something about this song feels like home.
so Joe had been conversing with Marlena and I'm gonna mess this name up till Kingdom Come.
Frisian.
Frisian. I'll get it by the last episode, I swear to God. Frisian. Just like pointing out things, maybe songs they haven't heard or like menu items and convincing them that like, yeah, that's if you want just regular coffee, this is regular coffee. This is what cappuccino is. This is what this is what whatever is.
I
So
know what a cappuccino is.
well, he doesn't know.
Parisian's aware of black
That is
coffee,
fair.
and that's about it. He served on the wrong side of the war for the fancy coffee drinks.
Oh yeah, you were in the Asian theater. They didn't have the
I'm not
fancy drinks.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to insult your intelligence, Marlena. I'm trying to be helpful.
No, I understand.
So all of a sudden, Joe's just been talking and the note hits and she just freezes, and it's like that moment, like everything around her stopped. Like there's still a restaurant around her. Marlena and Frisian are still talking or not talking, but it's like white noise and just like she feels every beat of her heart, and she's physically there, but her consciousness is somewhere else. And she's just basically been struck silent, and every note just feels like it's being, for lack of a better term, just like feels like her heart is beating with that song. And it brings tears to her eyes. And she's not entirely sure why.
Go, honey.
She's not going to hear you until the end of that song.
Both of you just sort of watch as Joe just stops mid-conversation as this song begins to play, and you just see tears begin to streak down her face. It only lasts a couple of minutes. The song isn't that long.
And
eventually the next song begins to play.
When the next song begins to play, it's like she just comes out of it. And
for the record, we're looking at about 5 minutes.
Is it 5 minutes on the vinyl?
5 minutes long?
You gotta remember the shortening of songs for radio and airplay was still a thing in the mid 90s, but it's really amplified in the early on.
Oh yeah, right. It's about 4
every
minutes,
song had to be like 3 minutes. No, there was stuff that would absolutely play, and especially if it's on the vinyl, because that's the record version.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. It's about 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Even better.
Frisian's just looking around like, what could have triggered this?
I don't know yet. Hold on. Joe, sweetie.
Are
you with us?
Hmm?
Are you with us? Are you present? Are you here now?
Maybe. I
What
don't.
do you need?
I don't. That song. I don't know. It just hit me different, and I don't know
The
why.
Batman song?
No,
Batman song?
I mean, I guess it was part of the soundtrack, but that's not what it is to me.
I mean, that's fair. It is a great song, but
President's just sitting there
Which
like, "What's a
Batman was
Batman?"
Kiss from a Rose
Batman
featured in?
Forever.
Okay.
President's just sitting there like questioning to himself, "What the hell's a Batman?"
Oh, it was the Val Kilmer movies. Okay.
Yes.
So
The Val Kilmer movie, yeah.
Movie,
He
yeah.
got one.
got one. Oh, okay. But like, like, so like again, she's still coming to,
Right.
and like she hears like Marlena's voice is the thing she hears first. Frisian's still kind of fuzzy, and like the background noise hasn't fully come in yet. And she's trying to find the words to explain it.
Take your time. First things first, are you in any danger right now?
No,
Okay, then take all the time you need.
no. You ever hear something or see something and everything else just goes fuzzy?
I can say with extreme confidence, yes.
From the first note to the last note of that song, I felt like somebody hit pause. And there was me, and there was the notes of that song, and there was
How did it?
it
How to
was
put this? As near as you can best tell, Joe. How did it make you feel? Is it good? Bad? Yes? No?
it felt like crying. I'm not crying. Um, it felt like being held in a lover's arms.
Okay.
And now it just I feel like that's the place I want to live now.
That was all right. So that's a stop. That's something that we can use to figure things out. We need a crumb. We got that now. And then we take the next one and we put it with that one. And we start to put this together. If that's something you want.
See, I felt like after making the pact and having drinks and visiting the autumn court, I almost felt like I could start over. I almost And now I just feel like all I want is what I can't have. Very
Right.
human of somebody who's not quite human anymore.
Okay.
One of I don't know why. I don't know why. It is not fair, and I just want him back. And now I'm crying in the middle of IHOP. This is fantastic.
Let's start. For starters, I guarantee this is not the first time this week, this day, this hour that somebody's crying in an aisle. Probably this one, perhaps this sake. Hops are for syrup and crying.
And Waffle House is for hash browns and fistfights.
Exactly.
Out of
Don't
game
worry
day,
about
put on
that, none.
t-shirt.
Yes. We might not be able to get back to where we were. We might want to, but I ain't gonna lie to you about that. I'm not saying I'm an expert here. I simply, it seems unlikely to me, going through what we went through. We are not the same people, therefore, we cannot simply go back. That doesn't mean we can't find parts, if we want, of who we were and figure out how that helps make us who we are now. I promise you, we will all help you with that, including finding, if you want, more answers about what you remember now and how to incorporate that.
I have to be somebody new. I don't want to lose my old self completely.
Right, exactly. Think anybody understands that right now? Probably all of us. It'll be all right. And if it somehow ain't, then we'll start beating people about the head and shoulders until it is all right.
And with that, I think that's where we'll go ahead and end for the week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.